Sup, nerds? I'm Tom.
And I'm Aaron.
And we're going to Hogwarts. Just kidding. It's Dungeon Academy.
Dungeon Academy is kind of the next step in the roll and write genre. This I would call a roll, race, and write. We're just going to roll the dice. We're all going to be racing to draw down what pattern we're going to be taking using those dice. And then whoever, you finish, you grab a card, and then that's the writing part. I guess you're racing and writing at the same time. But then it's a really quick. Each round you're just rolling these dice. Yeah. We're spending a minute, 45 seconds or 30 seconds, depending on how well everyone at the table plays these timed games, and then we're gonna collect treasures and things. And when you're going into these dungeons, we're actually battling monsters, and that's where all of these tokens come into play.
Yeah. So you have like a health and a mana, and then your health. You spend health to kill the red monsters, and you spend mana to kill the blue monsters, basically. Mm-hmm. And you're just you're trying to spend and gain it as you're going through. So you're looking through at the dungeon from your angle, like where you're sitting matters, because the dungeon is oriented towards you, and you're gonna go through. I'm gonna spend 2 here to kill this guy. I'm gonna spend 2 blue to kill this guy, 2 red to kill this guy. I'm gonna gain a blue here, spend 2 blue to kill this guy, and then I'm out. You're in one side and out another side. But if you ever, and that's the whole point, is it's a lot of memory, math in your head, because if you ever overspend your health or your mana, if you go below 0, you die, and you don't actually make it out. Even if you I went below 0 here, but then later on I gained a blue, it doesn't matter. Yeah. So you're trying to go really fast, keep track of everything, and do it all right, but also be the first one out, and do it in 30 seconds or whatever,
It definitely puts a lot of stakes on that with that speed, because if it was just a puzzle of just okay, let me math out, is there enough potions there where I can gain health and kill all of the monsters? With unlimited time, you could find the perfect route where you're just I'm just going to go this way, kill that guy, get this potion. You can never double down on rooms, so there is a limit. The most you could hit is all 16 of the dice. Having to keep track of it in your head is probably the toughest part, because you're okay, I want to kill that guy that's 2 health. I mean, you could sit there and move your tokens around and kind of think about what you would spend, but that's going to waste a lot of time, and you're going to be the last one out of the dungeon, so everybody else can take first, second, third, and even so, you could be the last one out, as long as you make it out in time. You're okay, I got 5th place. Well, you get the last pick of the treasures for the people who survive, because we're going to deal out those cool treasures, which give you extra abilities.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and they give you, there's constant abilities and one-time use abilities and things like that. Mm-hmm. You also do have a character that has varying levels of health and mana, and also special abilities that kind of balance it out. If I have a bunch of health and mana, my ability isn't that great. Or if I have what I have the professor recently, he has only 3 and 3, which kind of sucks, but he gets an extra 7 points at the end of the game. So he just needs to survive the whole game, and he gets a bonus 7 points. It's pretty cool. So there is more than just the rolling and writing thing. Also, we play in 4 rounds. On later rounds, we actually slowly add in these 2 extra dice that have even more, that aren't just monsters and potions. Now there's directional tunnels, bananas you can run into. There's big super monsters you can run into.
The boss monsters for the last round.
Yeah. So I like that they added that, so that you play multiple rounds, but the rounds get harder as they go on.
Yeah, and as you progress, you're going to keep any health and mana that you have at the end of the first round. You keep that into the next round, and then if you spend it all killing things, you're down to 0 and 0. Well, the next round, you're going to have to hope to God that there's potions on the perimeter, so that you can even enter the dungeon, get a potion, and maybe kill something, and then get out.
Yeah, the only good way to end with 0 and 0 would be on the 4th dungeon, the last time, right? If you end with 0-0, you got out, you're successful, but you can't continue, really.
This game is super quick, which is a super plus for it. Roll and writes in general seem to be pretty quick. I mean, there are some that can drag on, but it doesn't overstay its welcome. You get right into it. It's really simple to teach. I really like that. You're just it's simple math. It's 2 health or 1 health that you lose, and or mana, and then you're gaining 1 every time you hit the potions. You have a handful of the special heroes that you start with. that you're gonna shuffle them up, and every game you play, you're gonna have this unique ability that you can use. I like the warrior and the wizards. They both they could kill one of the big guys, which is really cool. So you can kind of factor in an extra kill without having to spend any of your stuff.
Also, one other thing we forgot to mention is you also have bonuses at the bottom of your sheet. So if you've killed a lot of blues or a lot of bigs or a lot of smalls or a lot of reds, you cross off that bonus and you get 1 point per that thing that you killed.
Yeah.
So there's also another small incentive as you're going through to be like, oh, I don't want to just kill everything I see. If I could focus on killing these blues and more or less ignore the red a little bit, you know what I mean? Like try and kill a lot of blues, I can get bonus points for them.
Yeah, and save your health for the next dungeon. And hopefully there's a lot of red monsters. Yeah, there's definitely strategy. On the surface, it's like, okay, you're just drawing a line, but you also do need to think about your health and mana. I really enjoy it. I think that this game could be expandable as well, like with a couple like special dice, kind of like they did with like the zombie dice, where it's just like you sell this one extra die that you throw in there, just like they have these bonus dies. Throw out some new heroes and stuff.
The components are really good, except for our red dice. For some reason, they're starting to smudge a little bit. The blue ones aren't smudging, but the red dice are smudging a little bit. I like this foldy cardboard thing they gave you. That's really nice. It's not like a shaker. I thought it was a shaker. You have to pour the dice in here, put the bottom on, and then flip it. But, the only thing component-wise that I don't like is the insert. The insert kind of, it's not great. I mean, it fits this thing folded up.
But if you sleeve stuff, I think it will...
It'll still hold, but and also it has all these spaces for these tokens, and
you're not going to stand them up. They're double-sided tokens, so they can all go in one group together, one bag together, however you want to store them.
It just looks like they built half an insert and then gave up on the other half. But no, I agree with Aaron. I really like this. We definitely are having roll and write fatigue recently, but this one is kind of breaking the mold on that roll and write fatigue. It's not just roll, draft, and mark on your sheet in the best puzzly way to get points. My only negatives are there's definitely going to be some players who won't be able to handle that time pressure. They're going to be like, they're going to get stressful and aren't going to be able to do it and aren't going to be able to handle the math and whatever, and they're going to feel bad.
And they constantly get outblast.
Yeah, so it's not for everybody. So Neverboard Gaming does recommend Dungeon Academy if you like roll and write games, or if you're feeling a little bit of that roll and write fatigue and you want to try something different, and if you like real-timed games or timed games. Yeah. It's both, right? It's real-timed and timed.
Yeah, you're racing each other, but there also is an upper limit or a time limit. But I think it's a great first roll and write too for anybody who hasn't really played a roll and write. I think it's not overly complex. It's a perfect weight of a game. It's a good family weight. I'd highly recommend it as well.
So we're gonna have a purchase link to this game in the description box down below. Go ahead and grab yourself a copy. And hey, while you're down there, don't forget to subscribe to our channel
so you'll never be bored.
Sup nerds, I'm Tom.
And I'm Aaron.
And we're going to
Hogwarts.
I was going to say Hogwarts.